Up next in the newest Hasbro Black Series wave, I forget what number wave we are on, who knows, but this is the newest wave and this includes Echo from the Bad Batch. This is technically our final member of the Bad Batch if you don't count Omega, but of course we're going to count Omega, but she also is included in this wave, so once you get this wave you will 100% complete the Bad Batch. So very cool, props to Hasbro for getting us the entire crew fairly quickly. Within a year and a half or so we got the entire crew, so not too bad. As you see him here packed in with a few accessories, very cool. Here's the side image art, and then we get the backside image, which is the same thing, and then we have a read-up that reads, Echo was a soldier in the Grand Army of the Republic, known for his strict adherence to orders and rules, hence his nickname, which was sarcastically gifted by his clone brothers. So Echo's been a figure I've been waiting for, of course, ever since they introduced the Bad Batch into Black Series, so we finally get to complete our entire team. We did review Omega first, so technically she is another member of the Bad Batch, but for the core soldier clone members, this will complete it here. Technically you don't need Omega, but hey, she is a clone, and she is part of the Bad Batch, so you kind of do. So, and I'm pretty sure that Hasbro left Echo for last just because he's a little bit more complex than the other members, considering he's got a robotic arm, or at least half of an arm from the forearm down, and then his head sculpt is different because he's got that molded in, cybernetics inside his head right there. So I don't know, just a little different, and maybe they just saved that for last. But either way, I'm really excited how this turned out. It looks good so far, so let's get into it. Alright, so first up we get a alternate arm piece, and this actually slides over the arm that he has already, so it's not like it detaches or anything, but this is like a big old claw. I don't actually recall him ever using something like this. I could be wrong though. There was a lot of episodes of the Bad Batch, so, but there is a peg hole there, so you can probably plug in any blast effect that you may have lying around, and then there's the port there for the actual arm that he has. So the way I look at it is it just attaches to the arm he has already, which makes it like super long. It looks a little weird. I don't know, you guys tell me how you feel about that, but yeah, there's no way to like remove this entire piece here and just replace the forearm with this. I think it's just pretty much plug and play, and that's it. Then we do get just one pistol, which is kind of weird. I normally see them with two, but that makes sense, right? Because he only has one hand, so he would only have one handgun. So he has one holster too, so you could either have it holstered or in his hand. But what's kind of annoying is that his hand is just a gripping hand. It's not a trigger finger hand. So either way, he can't really grip the gun correctly. So that's kind of useless. You just have to have it holstered in, and that's about all you can do with that gun. And he actually comes packed in with this backpack piece attached to him, but it does remove, and it is technically an accessory piece. So here it is up close. You can see it's painted at the top red, got some gold paint in the middle, and overall it looks good. We have some antennas at the top, there's the peg, and then the peg hole. Here you can see the shape right here will match the shape right there, and you just plug it in and it's not going to go anywhere. There you go. Last but not least, we have, of course, the most important piece is the helmet. Very unique helmet because he's got that back piece to his head. So the back half of the helmet's actually opened, and the way you put it on is you detach right here. You can see there's a little peg hole. You're gonna have to plug that back in, but you detach there and then you slide the head in, and then there's your helmet. Right, and there is that helmet attached, and it actually does take a little finagling, a little messing with to really get it in there, and even now it got detached, but you really got to fit it in perfectly so you can peg in the peg back into that peg hole, because if not, it won't go in. But you can see there, it does connect, but it might come loose as you move it around, maybe, possibly. I don't know, I didn't really move it around that much, and it ended up coming loose. But you really got to, line it up perfectly so that it connects, because if it doesn't line up correctly, you'll know what I'm talking about once you have it in hand. It won't connect at all. So, very unique way to do this. I guess it was the only way other than a entire new head sculpt swapping in and out. So, it's fine, in my opinion. I don't mind it. There's a slit in the back, but it's in the back and you don't really notice it unless you're looking at him from the back. And then on top of that, if you have his backpack on, I guess it kind of conceals it a little bit, so that helps with that if it bugs you. But overall, there's the look of the helmet, which is accurate, so very cool. Alright, so let's go ahead and take a closer look at Echo, and we got some nice sculpting and paint job here. The tech, or the photo tech I should say, is pretty good. It's supposed to be, of course, a clone, so that would be the Tamora Morrison kind of face sculpt. But we all know the Bad Batch have unique faces. They're, I guess, accidents. They're the Bad Batch for a reason. So Wrecker and Hunter don't look too much like, you know, Boba Fett or Jango Fett, or Crosshairs doesn't either. But this one definitely has a pretty good likeness, and we all know what Echo looked like before he had his accident. He wasn't originally a Bad Batch member. We all know that. He wasn't one of those that was tested on and went wrong like the actual Bad Batch were. He just kind of joined in because he had his little incident. So he's a little different, and it makes sense why he looks more like the normal clones do, and Jango and Boba Fett do, of course. So I think they captured that really well. You can see we have those little pins on his head, which are good. I mean, looks creepy and all that, but that's accurate. We got that device, that apparatus around his head here. I don't think there's an actual name for it. It's just like a cybernetic construct on his head, so it is what it is. But there's an actual name for it. Let me know. I didn't find anything when I looked it up. Here is the torso, which is actually very detailed. We got some burn marks. We have some silver paint, some metallic paint there. Got the skull logo of the Bad Batch. Some, you know, dings and scratches, and it's very nicely detailed overall. Very cool. We got some scratches down here as well, and you can really tell that they, you know, paid some more care to the Bad Batch members. It gets a little cleaner down to the legs. You would think this would be the more battered area, but it's okay. Here's the back side. There's the side, and of course his cybernetic or robotic arm here. So as for the articulation of Echo, his head's on a ball peg, so he looks up. Neck is articulated too. It's a separate piece, so it moves with the head. Looks down. He looks left and right. Some head tilting, pretty good there. So overall head movement is very good without the helmet. Of course, the helmet will hinder some of that movement, but it's not too bad. The arms are going to go all the way up and down. They got some butterfly joints in there. You can see there. We don't get a bicep swivel, but we do get a elbow swivel here, which is kind of at the bicep since it raises up here. Single jointed elbow, but it bends a little bit more than a 90-degree bend. You can actually bend it backwards as well. And that's it. There's no rotation or anything at the what would be the hand. If we look at the actual human arm / hand, single jointed elbow, that will swivel at that elbow, hinge at the hand, and swivel at the hand. Torso has a diaphragm joint, swivels left and right, forward and back, tilts, and no waist swivel. Legs are going to kick forward, but they do angle out there. So keep that in mind because of the armor. They go in and out. This is soft, pliable plastic, so it does move with it, but it will stop it right there. Thigh swivels with the upper thigh. We also do get a swivel at the knee because it's a single jointed knee, but it does bend very well for a single joint. Then we have an ankle hinge, and then the ankle rocker at the foot. So here he is next to some of his brothers. We have Tech on the left and Hunter on the right side. They're all wearing their helmets there, looking very accurate to their designs in the animated series. So I'm really happy with these releases of the Bad Batch. And then let's push them back a little bit to get them in frame. We have the deluxe release of Wrecker, and then we have Crosshairs. And then of course, last but not least, we have Little Omega. And then here we can see them without their helmets. I'll just do these three here. So definitely, of course, we know Echo has a very, very pale skin tone now after his accident. So this is accurate. I have no issues here. It looks really good. And then I'll close it off with the regular Echo clone trooper. This is back when he was an ARC trooper for the Clone Wars, and before his incident that caused him to look the way he looks now in the Bad Batch. And you can see the clear differences between Echo and see what the poor guy's been through, unfortunately. So that will pretty much wrap things up on this Star Wars The Black Series 6-inch scale Echo from the Bad Batch figure. This is a must-have, I think. It's great. I still lean towards Tech being my favorite one that they made, but they are all wonderful and they go well together. They're matching uniforms, at least as they are as accurate to the show. We all know Tech has like a wider armor, while the rest of the crew match in gray color, so they did everything as accurate as can be. And this figure is one of those figures that I'm having a hard time deciding on whether or not I want to display him without the helmet or with the helmet. I've even contemplating buying 2 sets of this Bad Batch crew just to display one without the helmet and one with it. So I don't know which way I should go, or if I should just swap the helmets out every now and then, but I don't know. You guys help me out. Which way are you guys going to display your Bad Batch figures? All in all, I'm really happy that they implemented the removable helmets within all of these figures. It's awesome, I like it, and it was executed very well overall. So with that said, I appreciate you guys checking out this video. I would appreciate it if you guys hit the like button down below. Also, let me know your thoughts in the comment section, and consider subscribing if you haven't subscribed already. Stay tuned for more content. As always, guys, take care, take it easy, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.